What's up, tennis fans? I'm Lauren Lynch, and this is Tennis Now, your source for the latest tennis news now. It has been a day of oohs, ahs, and some boos. First time US Open finalist Rafael Nadal took Mikhail Youhzny in straight sets, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. To think of where Rafa came from last year, we have seen a new warrior on the court gain his 20th consecutive Grand Slam victory. He could become the first man since Rod Laver in 1969 to win Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and the US Open in succession. For me, it is the dream. I'm going to play the final here in the biggest center court of the world, Nadal said. I try my best, so after a lot of work, I am very happy for that. Mikhail Youhzny wore a black ribbon in remembrance of September 11th, a day in which all Americans hold near and dear to their hearts. The Russian player, who seemed exhausted from his close 5-set match against Stan Wawrinka, said, "I cannot say, I'm really tired, but yeah, I was not fast enough today," Youhzny said. "My decision was not really fast. I mean, I was moving well, but my head was one step back of my hand and my legs. That's why some mistakes, and that's why I made the score like this one." The crowd seemed to be behind the underdog in the last few games of the match. At one point, the crowd gave him a standing ovation and cheered for him, then proceeded to boo Nadal when he went to change rackets. Youhzny was a gracious loser and commended Nadal. Youhzny said of Nadal, "Not everybody can play like this. Some players play really well, maybe 3 tournaments and 4, 5 tournaments, play not so well. Even top players, but Federer and Nadal, I think, are more consistent players. His level is a little bit higher than all other players." Rafael Nadal will face Novak Djokovic in tomorrow's finals. People were in shock after expecting a Rafa versus Roger face-off. Djokovic fought off 2 match points with successive scorching forehand winners in the 10th game of the final set, then withstood a break point in the 12th game to subdue 5-time champion Federer 5-7, 6-1, 5-7, 6-2, 7-5. "I had to take the chances when I was down match points," Djokovic said. "Every match we played was close, and that's why he's the best player to ever play this game. He plays his best tennis in the most important moments. I just knew I had to be patient and not lose my emotions too much, because that was the case in the past with him." Funny to us, he talked about losing his emotions because no one can deny that Novak played with passion, even at one point beating himself over the head 3 times with his racket. Djokovic stood on the court as if frozen in utter disbelief of completing his comeback and snapping Federer's streak of 6 straight US Open finals. Thrusting his arms in triumph, Novak crossed himself, pressed his palms together as if in prayer, and knelt down and kissed the court. Federer seemed disappointed in the results, as he had a tough year. "I lost a couple more with match points this year, so they all pretty much feel the same. They feel somewhat empty at the end because you've tried everything, and maybe it was luck," said Federer. "Maybe it was he played well. Maybe you didn't pick the right shot. Maybe he did. Can't turn back time, but he had to come up with a couple of good shots on match point, so I don't feel I have many regrets in that regard." As for tomorrow, given the fact that Nadal has not surrendered a set so far, has only dropped serve twice in this tournament, owns a 14-7 career edge over Djokovic, and Djokovic is coming off a grueling semifinal with little turnaround time and facing the monumental task of trying to beat the world's top 2 players in succession with about 20 hours of rest and recovery time, you might think the final could be as closely contested as an arm wrestling match between the Incredible Hulk and Oliver Rokas. However, this isn't Novak's first rodeo final at the US Open since he made the 2007 US Open final. Stay tuned to Tennis Now's live scores and homepage for the latest. "I'm gonna be in perfect conditions tomorrow, so that's very positive," Nadal said. "We will all have to see what happens." Yes, we will all have to see what happens. This is the final of the US Open. That wraps us up for today. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Lauren Lynch, and this is Tennis Now. Thanks for watching.